Hello and welcome to another video. We've got Monuments Flipper for you today. Let's find out if it's going to be a win or a bin and have a quick read through of the Steam description. Become a monument renovator. Monuments Flipper is a game in which you play the role of a professional monument renovator. You choose from among the world's greatest monuments, restore them to their former glory, and learn about history and architecture. Not quite sure you do, but okay. Game settings are fairly bog standard as you're seeing here. You can rebind all keys, so if anybody who likes to do that, this is ideal for you in that sense. I was able to play the game in ultra graphic settings where everything just maxed up as far as it could possibly go. No issues at all, no crashes, anything like that. So what do you do then? You start in an office with literally no interaction at all, just a laptop and some walls really. And you just access a map by going into one of the menus and you pick where you want to start. Now you have to go through a certain route, so you start with a tutorial build, which is just this dilapidated old barn with kind of farm buildings attached to it, and then after that you can move on to do other things. So the next one was an old medieval style inn, and I didn't actually do any more than just two, to be fair, so I've got enough of an idea of the game already. But afterwards you can I think there's the Eiffel Tower, there's the Notre Dame Cathedral in there as well, and some other things, but I didn't get as far as doing that. It is really just as it says in the tin. You get taken to the location that you choose, you get given a dilapidated building, and you have to fix it, make it look a bit better. And quite often, well, certainly in the two scenarios I played, you have to find historic artifacts, restore them, and then put them on display. So you're almost curating or creating a museum display as well in certainly the two scenarios so far, as well as of course the structural stuff. I'll start with what I think is good about the game. The settings, well, certainly the ones I played are set in the rural side of France, so the tutorial mission and the medieval inn, and there's some well-known buildings, as I say, so the whole theme around France isn't too bad. You're going to come across some interesting architecture, some interesting surroundings probably, so not a bad idea and setting for a game really. And I felt quite excited about playing this before I got stuck in. I thought this is going to be quite nice, relaxing, chilled out, maybe a little bit of a challenge. It's going to look nice as well, and I was quite looking forward to that. You go in the game, there's plenty of tools as well that you can play with, from brushes to scalpels to hammers, axes, using your bare hands as well, scaffolding, all sorts of different tools that you can use. But as you'll discover later through the rest of what I'm going to say, you have no choice in what you use and when. The game dictates everything. So although the choice of tools is good, you don't actually get to decide what you do in terms of using them. Ultimately though, the game is a massive pile of turd. I'm going to go into the not goods now. May as well start with the way you interact with some of the tools. Now everything is literally just a hold a mouse down situation and move your mouse around. For example, the dust cloth. So you've got something you're trying to clean. It's literally just hold your mouse down, move your mouse around a bit to clean it. That's it. And it's just boring. I mean, you could do it with your eyes closed, literally. Other things like the axe or shovel, it's just a similar thing. Just click, 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 click in the same spot, move on to the next spot, click, 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 click. And it's prompting you the whole time to do this. So you're not trying to find something in terms of, oh, I need to clean this part, but I can't find it, I better look for it. It tells you where everything is, and everything is just given to you on a plate. But the whole repetitive notion, or more to the point, you can play it blind, as I say, isn't something which I like at all. It's extremely tedious and actually really hurt my bloody hand after a while. And yeah, so a game that might give you an injury as well. You just can't decide what you want to do in the game either. Everything is dictated to you. You have a set of targets in the game that you have to do. For example, repair this wall, repair this roof, sweep this, sweep that, restore this, restore that. But you can decide which order you want to do those things. That's fine. But once you pick the thing you want to do, everything's given to you on a plate. You are told where to go, you're then told what tool you have to use, you're told where to click, how many times to click it. It's completely funneling you into what it wants to do. It's so linear. And there's a really awful situation where you have to rebuild a wall and all the stones are on the wall that have obviously broken over time or whatever. And it tells you literally which rock to pick up in which order. So you can't just pick any rock up that you want and try and place it yourself. No. You have to pick up the rock it tells you to and place it where it then tells you to. So it's completely handholdy and far too much dictation in this game. Touching again on the repetitive thing, there's situations where you have to move literally tens of a single object from one place to another. There's tiles that you have to, so there's a big load of tiles on the floor, and you have to pick them up and put them in a box, effectively. And you have to pick up each individual tile, move them, drop them, click to pick up, click to put down, and you have to repeat that literally tens of times, sometimes 20, 30 times. What's the point? There must be either a way to pick more than one thing up at once, or to not have as many things to do, but there's no joy or fun in this. It feels like a real job. Like, it feels like you're actually doing the thing in real life, but not in a good way. It's the monotonous side. Yes, it's moving tiles. How fun can you make it? But I just think they need to think, well, is somebody really going to want to sit here and just keep doing this? And I certainly don't, and I can't imagine anybody who would take any kind of pleasure out of that at all. It's just boring. I wish there was a business mode in this game. You earn money. There's money in there. I mean, you can't choose what you're going to buy, which would actually be quite a good thing. Buy your own materials and goods and things. But you can't spend any money on anything you choose. You can't upgrade anything. There's no economic system at all. There's no business mode or anything at all. You're supposed to be running a business. You're renovating buildings. You must have a business. Put a business element in there. Just something to make it feel like you're running a business, a company, just anything. Come on, it can't be that hard to implement something like that. The visuals, again, right at the beginning, I was very excited about the setting this game was in. I was so disappointed. The visuals just don't look that great. I mean, they're not awful, don't get me wrong, but I think for the modern age that we're in, this looks like it's maybe from the era of the early 2010s, I would say. That's where we're at with the visuals. That's a weird thing. This isn't strictly the visuals. This is potentially more glitchy. But when you climb up and down a ladder and you're holding, say, a broom, when you climb up and down, you just literally go up and down like you're in a lift, or as the Americans call elevator. And you're holding your broom out still, so your arm is out straight, but you're somehow going up and down this ladder. There's things like that. Although it's not strictly the environment, it's still a visual oddity. The music is awful. I wanted to put cotton buds in my ears at one point just to block it out, but actually decided that it would just be easier to mute the music, which I did. I did mention a bit earlier about restoring items. So you find these artifacts, they're all broken, so Roman artifacts or something, and you find the pieces. They tell you what all the pieces are, by the way, so you don't have to find anything. Everything's all laid out for you, too easy. Anyway, you have to take them to the table and put them all back together, and then you have to clean them, and this goes back to my earlier point of holding down the button to brush them or something and just moving your mouse over just to hope that you catch the right area. But sometimes you have to go literally from 1% to 100%, and it takes ages and you don't know what else you can clean on the item. But sometimes you just need to click and then it just goes straight to 100%. So there's no consistency there, and the whole item that you're trying to clean is still obviously filthy, but it just goes from 1 to 100% like that. No consistency at all. Look, this game is just trash. It's no fun at all. It's like doing a really boring job in real life, which I'm sure many of us do. But you don't want that from a game. You want, yes, the escapism, and yes, the idea of the game with the area it's in and stuff. It could be quite relaxing if it just maybe let you make your own decisions at times and give you a bit more variety, better music, just all of those things I mentioned. If it just improved on those, it might be better. But as it stands, I've had more fun the last time I had diarrhea, to be quite honest, than when I played this game. I did the 2 scenarios and I wanted to give up after halfway through the first one, but I thought, no, I've got to at least play it a little bit more so I can do a video properly. But no, I'm not going to ever go back to this, I don't think, at all.